Majestic Mayhem. I'm Death
And
Dealer,
I'm Pink Pickles.
apparently, and friends. Don't mind them. They're there somewhere. It's just the skeleton crew. Don't pay any
Yeah.
attention.
They just pop in here and there. Want to say
They like
hello?
they like to make their entrance known. They
Yeah.
enjoy being out in the world. Can I say? They don't ever do it to my husband. It's just me. They only like me apparently. They don't care for anyone else.
You're their leader. Of course they're coming out for you.
So.
Hey, boss, do you need anything? We're here. We got you. Just let us know.
Yeah,
Okay, not now. All right, we'll check back in a little bit.
yeah, right. Don't worry, we're right here if you need us.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, I must ask, have you done anything of interest this week?
No, so on New Year's Eve, I don't go out, don't do anything.
Don't
Stay
blame you.
home.
Don't blame you.
I was awake, um, watched the ball drop in Times Square. Life is good. I was awake, watched, and I forget what they dropped in Austin, Texas. Great. Um, Watching the Arizona again. I forget what they dropped in Arizona. If it was a ball, it's a thing. I don't know. I started the countdown at 10,
Mhm.
but I was asleep before it hit one. So sometime between 10 seconds and New Year's in Arizona, I fell asleep.
Oh, that's great. Can't even blame you.
But it
Can't
was
even
those
blame
3 o'clock my time though, so it was late. I had a good run. I stayed up, watched it all. But this is what we do every New Year's Eve. It's like, okay, how many ball drops and how late can we stay up?
you.
So
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, I
yeah.
was watching. There was a news thing talking about Times Square, New York, for the ball drop and the lengths people go to watch it. And
Yeah.
everyone was all saying pretty much the same thing. Like they were wearing diapers and pads and things so they could like relieve themselves if they had to.
Hmm.
And all I could think during all of this was, it is not that serious. Like, it is not that serious. I'm sure it's a once in a lifetime event for people that have done it and, been there for the greatness of it all. But I'm not, listen, I haven't pissed my pants since I was like potty trained, I'm going to guess. Like, it's not something I care to do and redo. I'm not purposely wearing a diaper to watch a ball drop. It,
Unless it involves me being paid a very large sum of money,
mm.
I can't think of something where I'm willingly gonna put on a diaper to piss myself.
I need to know, like, from someone who's been in Times Square in middle of New York for the ball drop, like, what is the honest appeal? Like, I really want to know. I'm not
So
trying to be mean. I just genuinely want to know, what is the appeal? Is the environment just that impressive and that wholesome that you feel like you've done this amazing thing?
when I was there, I did not wear a diaper, did not piss myself, I did not eat or drink all day. But I went a little bit later, so I was close enough. I still could see everything, but
Mhm.
excuse me, I wasn't close enough. I couldn't hear or see all of the musical acts. Like I didn't get that experience. So it was very weird being further back because you're just like talking to your friends and standing there not moving.
Mhm.
I imagine if you're up front and you get to see the the people singing and you get to see more stuff, and when the people are not singing, I think that they're playing music because I could hear it a little bit where I was. So I do think that there's stuff going on that makes it fun.
Mhm.
But those were the people who get there insanely early. Like I don't know. Like I said, unless it involves me getting tons of money, I don't know why I would willingly put on a diaper. I think it is just to say that you've been there. Because it is amazing. When the ball drops and like everyone goes crazy, that is just an amazing feeling. But it lasts like 2 minutes and then everyone goes home.
But like,
And then and then like this year it was pouring rain. Like my whole house shook from how much thunder there was. There was so much rain. And I mean the people are standing there and they're just getting drenched. And some years it's freezing cold. I mean, you're not even in good weather conditions. I don't know. Frank said,
Yeah.
if the ball was a giant pinata filled with money, would you do it? If
No,
I'm the one, well,
not
am
at
I the
all.
one who gets to hit the pinata? Do I get to pick up the money? I might. If I'm getting money, I might wear a diaper. I'm gonna
Uh,
fully admit it. You for money, you wouldn't put on a diaper and
mm,
piss yourself for
in the
money?
middle of New York with all those people, you're not making it out with $5, my friend. Like, if
Well, no,
you hit a
that's
pinata
why
with money,
I need more details.
unless I'm getting, like, a secure escort out of the state, it's a
Okay.
pointless activity. I
Okay.
mean,
For a
New York is
thousand
just as bad as Chicago, and I wouldn't be strolling down the street of Chicago either with a pocket full of money that they know I just got.
for $1,000, would you wear a diaper and piss yourself?
No. No,
5,000?
no, no.
10,000?
You gotta understand, I've had some interesting jobs over the years, and I've had some really interesting proposals for money. And I don't do things for money because the way I see it, it's a very short hill to fall off of. It's a real
Dude,
quick cliff you're going to meet the end of. If you start selling pieces of yourself for a little bit of change, there is no bottom pit to how low you're going. You're going to do some real nasty,
well, I'm not
nasty
selling
shit.
myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'd do it for $1,000. I mean, I'd rather get five, but I would do it for $1,000. Why wouldn't I? It's simple. Put on
Diaper
a
rash.
diaper. Whatever. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna shower. I'll put some diaper rash cream on. I got $1,000. So then at the end of the day, I gotta spend $5 in diaper rash cream.
A thousand
So I've
dollars.
got nine
No.
thousand nine hundred and $995. Well, okay.
Yeah. Money goes too quick. It's got to be a substantial amount if I'm going to do something really stupid. I mean, it's got to be a real substantial
I mean,
amount. And a
okay, there's
thousand dollars is something you could nowadays. Let's be honest. Now, $1,000 is a lot to a lot of people. It is, but when you start to break it down, it barely covers most people's bills for a month and a half.
well, I know, but to me, pissing in a diaper isn't something easy. There's a lot of things I would not
What's
do
going on
for a
with the
thousand.
diaper afterwards? And like, do
I
I
throw it
have to
away.
be standing in front of somebody when this happens? Do I
Well, you
have
don't
to tell
you
them I'm going while it happens? I mean, like, it's going to be weird. It's got to be weird. And there's
if
more
you
details. And let's be honest, no one's handing me $1,000 to piss in a diaper without some real weird, sick shit along with.
I'll stand here and look you make eye contact and be like, right now it's coming out. You know what it feels like? I'll give you details. For $1,000? Okay. Like I said, there's a
Well,
lot of okay, Perry wants $100,000. See, Frank's with me. Frank's doing it for 1,000. Dreadpool said 10K. He'll think about it. My God, you guys are crazy. Like I said, there's a lot of things I'm not doing for 1,000 because 1,000 isn't a lot. But I guess I just feel like peeing in a diaper. There's no what's the harm? Who cares? And if someone like you can't even embarrass me by it because I'd be like, you know what, I got paid. Take that.
that's true. I mean,
These people are doing it for free. At least I'd be getting something out of it.
you are right there. You are absolutely correct there. Can't even argue with that because I mean that's the line to end all arguments. Those people were doing it for free.
Dude, okay. Dreadpool said $1 million almost guaranteed. I'd piss in the street for $1 million.
Listen, for a hundred
Dude,
k, there's a lot of things I might consider doing. Okay, I would probably step on somebody's face for that kind of money. Like, not even really questioning things. I'd probably walk on somebody's face for that.
is
No,
something
that's me.
beeping in your background? Okay. I have I did you see the like look of panic on my face? I got this space heater going next to me and I'm like,
Oh no.
oh God, am I burning the house down? What's going on? That's why I was like, where is the beeping? Okay, as long as it's not me.
It's just my gigantic child being hungry, getting
Yeah.
you making more
See,
food because I
because
said it was time for bed.
no one paid me $100,000 to piss in a diaper, so I can't afford to burn my house down. Okay?
You know what? Yeah. I mean, that's 100,000. That
So
could be
Frank and I have a fun game that we play where
mhm.
we ask each other just ridiculous things like Would you lick the bottom of your shoe for $1,000?
No. Yeah, no. I
That
know where I've walked. I know what people have done.
okay.
No, absolutely not. That is
Would
disgusting.
would you do it for 5,000?
No.
I would
That
not
wouldn't
do it
even
for,
cover the medical bills and the staph infection your mouth is going to get. I live in Florida. We live near touristy areas. Listen, I'm not even going to blame the Floridians for this. I'm blaming the tourists. They come down, they trash things, they get too drunk, and they pee themselves everywhere. I no, no.
pee is
That's
sterile,
not even
man.
covering the staph infection your mouth's going
For
to have.
$1,000, no. For 5,000,
Mm-mm,
probably. Hmm.
mm-mm. No, it's got to cover the medical bills.
Do you know how long it would take me to work to make $5,000? If I could make that in 30 seconds, okay.
This might change your mind though. Okay, I was at a popular club one night in a popular part of town, and I watched not one, not two, not even three, five people piss themselves on the way out the door.
Okay, this is
A
going to
couple
be
of them did it in the stools before they got up to leave.
I don't know. Out of all the gross things I'm going to lick, I think there's things that I would be worse than piss, quite honestly, because it's going to have like not much taste. It's liquid. How much is really right? How much residue is really going to be on there? I think it's other things that I'd be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be grossed out about it. I don't want to lick a piss shoe, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of other things on the floor that I think I would be more grossed out about. And
Have you ever been to a foam party?
no, not a foam party.
Well,
What's that foam made out of? Is it gonna kill me if I take a big
no.
old lick of it? Then
No, it's bubbles. They use bubble bath usually in a bubble machine, and it just spits out large chunks of foam, pretty much bubbles everywhere. People party in it, they dance in it, and a whole lot of other stuff. That's a spot I might be interested in watching somebody lick the bottom of a shoe. Stroll through that. I've seen what foam parties look like after they've been shut down and you're cleaning them up. I'd be interested to see somebody lick their shoe after that. That because I've seen all
well,
kinds of stuff being left
put
behind.
put the money up, and I'm your girl.
Definitely you heard that. We're gonna throw a foam
The
party at a convention one time. We're gonna get Picky down here, and I'm gonna send her across. No, I will.
yep.
I'll be nice enough to at least tell you what you're going to be expecting to find in the bottom of
Uh,
those. I won't
why?
do it on
That's
air.
a surprise, man. It's cool.
We're not
See,
gonna let everybody know.
Dreadpool said it's not 30 seconds. No, I'm not talking about being in Times Square. I'm talking about 30 seconds of licking the bottom of a shoe. I said thousand's not enough though, because I know this is going to be disgusting. I know it is. So that's why I need 5.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think I would lick anything off of the ground in New York. Period. For any amount of money, that just sounds like a patient zero status. I mean,
I think okay, the way I look at it is there's
can you catch hepatitis from the ground? I think
I
you
don't
can
know,
catch
but you are
hepatitis from the
exposed to
ground.
so much gross stuff every day that you don't even realize.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yes.
How much grosser is the ground really than the things I'm already exposed to? I just don't know about it.
I mean, do you shake hands with guys on a regular basis? With
I
any
know.
guy at
Yeah,
all?
we learn about that. I do my best to not. I tell people right now, straight to their face, I'm not a handshaker. But occasionally, I just out of habit, I put my hand out and then I because I know where the hand
I
has been
always
and
say guys
hasn't been washed.
afterwards. Listen, I know you're rolling those boys. You're pinching, tucking, rolling, playing, holding. That's just like as soon as they realize they're there, they've got a hand in their pants and someone's on
Okay,
the side.
okay, everybody. For those of you who did not watch, I totally just blanked on the name on Iconic Video Games on Friday night. You need to go back and watch it. Um, Miss Mister, you heard me right, Mister Death Dealer was on it, and it was one of the funniest episodes ever. they were talking about the most manly games they played. So Death Dealer had a little mustache on and was being a man, and I like how Dreadful kept going, "Why, as a man, are you from Britain?" Um, it was hysterical, but the game that we were playing in between the games was a game which I did horrible at. They had, like okay, they had 6 urinals, and you had to pick what urinals a man could go to, and I brought up one of the things I picked is because I said, "Well, I bet you it's the least used urinal, therefore the handle's the cleanest," and they were like, "Oh, that doesn't even occur to me. I would never think about that. I don't care. I'm just doing my business. I'm not flushing. I'm not washing my hands. I'm just leaving." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. That's the problem."
This is why none of you are allowed to touch the bread basket when we're at dinner or
Yeah.
somewhere. Like, if you've ever thought to yourself, man, why is my girl or my wife always taking the bread basket, giving me a slice? That's why. Because you walk out of the bathroom way too quick. Way too quick. Although in men's defense, I have seen some women do it, and it's a sight to be seen when a small child looks at him and goes, "That's gross."
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Some people are just
Yeah.
y'all
Like I
nasty.
said,
You need
but
Jesus.
that's what I'm saying though. We're exposed to a lot of gross things because you know what? The dude who was cooking your food at the restaurant, he didn't wash his hands when he left the bathroom either. I don't care that that little sign is on the mirror that says employees must wash hands before return to work. The guy didn't. Right? That's what I'm saying. All this stuff we're exposed to, we just don't know about it. That's why I'm thinking I can take a lick.
This is why I still have hope for a zombie
Oh,
apocalypse, though, because like the amount of I just want to go on record and state, in case anybody didn't know, leprosy is still a thing. It's not that common because you have to have like 6 things go wrong in order to you to get leprosy and it like actually do something and become a concern.
what are the odds that those 6 things are all in the little
Quite well,
tongueful I get on
apparently.
my shoe?
Quite well, apparently. I mean, there's been a couple of outbreaks of
Oh.
scurvy. Scurvy. I want you to think scurvy. Do you know how you beat scurvy? Eat an orange. That's all you have to do. Have an orange.
Okay,
That's it.
well,
That's all it takes. And people are still getting scurvy.
I am
I'm
up to
pretty sure
date.
the zombie apocalypse
I'm
is
up
happening.
to date on all my vaccinations, and I will bring an orange. So I'll lick the shoe and chase it with an orange slice. I love oranges. I'm ready for this.
Pinky's going to be the first zombie. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. At
Uh,
least she'll be in another state when that happens.
yeah.
By the time it reaches me, I won't feel any guilt for slaughtering
Um,
zombies.
Frank said, "Joke's on you. I've been licking the ground for years and growing an immunity."
Oh my god.
I cannot believe that you would not piss in a diaper for $1,000. It blows my mind. What an
Listen,
easy
the
what
last
an
time
easy
I
way to
had a
get
catheter,
$1,000. That's one of
the
the
last
easiest
time
things you could do.
the
I can't
last time
believe
I
it.
had to go to the hospital and I was actually admitted and they put a catheter in me. I fought with them about using the catheter because I was like, one, I should know I have to pee with the catheter. As far as I'm concerned, it's not working. If I still have to go, it should already do it. Two, I'm trying to look at the nurse and I'm explaining to the nurse, do you know how weird it is to be laying in a bed knowing you are peeing and not worry about where that goes? There is something so unnatural about that now that
How
you've been potty trained.
how freeing.
It was just
How freeing.
awkward.
You gotta go. You don't have to get up, you have to go anywhere. Just
No, no, didn't. I argued until I got a bedpan because that at least made me feel like I wasn't pissing on the bed. There's something about feeling like I am peeing in messy. I don't. Maybe it's shallowness. Maybe it's
I just can't
self-righteousness.
believe
I don't know.
that would. that you would need 10,000 before you'd even think about it. It doesn't even guarantee you'd think about it. That blows my mind.
I mean, there's some things I just can't do just because it just fights. I will wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I can't do it. I can't.
Okay, well,
It's
I'm
just
not
so
saying I'm going to
weird.
piss my own
So
bed.
weird.
I'm not doing that for $1,000 because then I'm like, what am I going to do about my mattress? I'm saying I'm going to be hyper. Like,
Listen,
if I got to pee in the middle of
Dreadful,
the night, I'm getting up.
Dreadful, if I could write my name by doing it, I'd be a guy. And we wouldn't be having this conversation because it really wouldn't bother me then.
You
I'm sure
just
for most guys, it's not a big deal.
you just need a really
Be
full
everywhere
bladder and a really short name,
or
and
really
just run
nasty
run run
bathroom.
around run around. So it like as you're peeing, you're running. So
That
you need
has like the
a full
grossest,
bladder and a short name to make it work.
grossest bathroom ever accessible. No, because even then, I'd probably still just be on the outside in the grass or something. I've done that. I have no shame in doing that. I will pee outside if I can't get to a bathroom. Pee on myself.
So you'll pee outside for free, but not in a diaper for $1,000.
Listen, when I'm peeing outside for free, it's not really for free so much as I'm saving my bladder the time. So, not to mention those days I used to drink. So that's drunk me is a whole different problem. We don't talk to her, we don't talk about her. Drunk me is a problem for drunk me to deal with. Sober me doesn't know her. We've never met, and that's okay. So,
So bottom line, the only way that you would ever experience New Year's Eve in Times Square is if you paid all that money and you had a restaurant reservation. So that way you're inside and you have a table and access to a bathroom.
I'll be honest, going to New York for any reason, much less for a holiday, I no. No, thank you. I'm not interested in any way, shape. I'm not interested in New York. I'm sure it's going to hurt a lot of New Yorkers. I'm sorry. I've been to cities, I've been to large, bustling metropolitans. Don't care. I genuinely just don't. I like having things nearby. It's very convenient. It is awesome. I don't care for the terrible parking. I don't care for all the rude people running around
So you don't
everywhere, the dirtiness of everything. No,
you
thank
don't
you.
really you don't really drive in New York because
And
yeah,
that's another problem too. I don't
big
walk.
mass transit.
Listen, if I could drive to my mailbox, I would. I don't walk. Like, if you ever, put this on your calendar, if you ever see me run, you don't ask questions. Just start running with me. We can talk about it once I get to where I'm going because there's probably a reason I'm running, and that somebody's chasing me, and I'm concerned they're actually going to hurt me. Otherwise, no, no. Walking for a vacation sounds like a nightmare. I would. They took me to Hawaii. They made me go up this beautiful mountain. It was the crater, this amazing hike. Everyone loves to do it. It's so special. You feel some type of way. I complained the whole time. I complained the whole way back down. I'm not a nature person. I don't like to walk. I don't like to run. I don't like to exercise. I don't like cardio. I don't. I am the laziest thin person you will ever see. If it weren't for my metabolism, I'd be 4 times the size. Because yeah, the interest of doing things. Ugh.
Yeah, Dreadpool's got a good point. He's got a video of you running. We all watched you run out and leave him in the
I
dust.
was concerned someone was going to hurt me. And technically, legally speaking, I could not touch him. So I think I've made my case. And I also warned you I would leave you behind if you didn't start keeping up. And you didn't keep up. So that's your fault there, big guy. And just like there's another video you have that I literally stop, turn around, look at you, and tell you, I will leave you behind again. Keep up. No shame. No, he's only husband number one. He's only husband number one. I expect to go through at least a few. Like, I'm going to outlive them. So, if he takes himself out by checking the scary sound outside, well, then I will just be getting husband number two a lot sooner. That's all. Next one will have money. I married for love. Now I'm marrying for money next. So
You're going to marry the guy who has all of his money because he's pissed in tons of diapers and he's just been raking it in.
I'm going to marry the guy that wants to live forever.
How'd you make millions?
He's going to go under a. He's going to go out under a mysterious circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, sir, your science didn't say that you couldn't have an accident. Just said that your organs wouldn't get old. I see the edge of the cliff right there. Looks mighty tempting.
Oh, turn around. I'm going to take your photo. Okay, yep. One more step. Yep, nope, keep going. Yep, one more. Oh, perfect.
Oh, no, I'm going to do a This is Spartan kick. Like, this is Sparta! It's going to be, you've lived long enough. I will absolutely. Yeah. No. Next one, it's money. I'm married for love. I need money next time. Can't make that mistake twice. God. Being broke and having love. Oof. I don't know whoever lied and said that was a good idea. Just kidding, sweetie.
You only have to invest in Pampers after you find the lunatic who's going to pay me, because I'm not doing it for free. I need to be getting money, and I don't know what lunatic is going to do it. Then you could go invest in. I'll let you know once I get the rich weird guy who's willing to pay me. I'll let you know, and you can invest. And I'll tell the guy, be like, I only accept the finest Pampers.
I imagine a lot of these places, I especially imagine like places like New York, a lot of those people the people that live in New York all year round, probably look at tourism the same way a lot of people in Florida do, or in Hawaii and things. Like, yeah, the money's okay, but it's kind of annoying at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
get out of my
every
way.
time you think you've gotten rid of all your tourists, another flood of them just comes right in. Like, just as soon as we thought we got rid of our spring breakers, well, here we have our summer vacation people. And once we get rid of them, it's the people who want to come down for the fall and experience the fall here. Newsflash, we don't have a fall. Our fall is 95 degrees, 67% humidity.
Fall's just like summer.
It is the summer. It's all year. It's
Yeah.
the same temperature. We get like a couple of weeks of winter, fall, all in the same. I mean, today was nice. It's going to freeze later this week. Why? Who knows? But then it'll be back up to 95 at some point the following week. So, I mean, if you want whiplash, feel free to enjoy it. It's just, I imagine a lot of it's just tourists. Ugh. What do they do with them all in New York? Because you guys all live in big buildings and stuff. So do you have like several buildings designated? Oh, I imagine it might be the hotels.
You mean like where do tourists stay?
I mean, what are the more touristy areas of New York? Do they have one particular area? Like Times Square is not just the only place you would probably see a lot of people. Like here,
no, because you go
Miami and Orlando. Miami and Orlando are our two biggest touristy areas. You don't see a lot of tourists outside of those areas for the most part.
Yeah, but when you go to Orlando, people don't go to like a 3-block radius, right? Are there multiple things in Orlando they would go to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You go to New York City, and I very rarely go. Normally, it's if somebody's visiting and they want to go, I'll go with them because I don't really care. You go to Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the Empire State Building. You go to the 30 Rock Building that has a good viewpoint. You can go take the ferry to Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. You can go look at the Intrepid. There's tons of museums to go to, like legitimate museums.
Like an hour of each other? Are these all within one area for the most part, though? Or is it just the whole state?
it's all within New York City, but it depends. Like certain things that you get on the subway, and you can go there, or you might take a taxi. Some things you can walk to. Some things are, you can walk 3 blocks and you get there. Like I said, some things you're going to hop on the subway. Um, it all depends. The Chrysler Building, I know, is a big one. People go to Central Park. People go, I mean, to go see Broadway plays. That's huge. People that, and then there's off Broadway, right? So there's the stuff on Broadway, and then there's
Yeah, you
stuff
got your
off
hot Broadway.
Broadway. hmm
Yeah. Hmm.
Battery Park, South Street, Seaport. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and it's not super far. I mean, it's
Hmm. Well, like I said, I know in Florida for the most part, we do have tourists all over the place, given particular times of year, especially when it's
hmm,
the summer. Our beaches all over the coast are just packed with tourism. Um, but in the off beach times, it's usually focused more on Orlando because that's where our theme parks are. A lot of our
yep,
clubs, like the bigger, I guess. I mean, there's clubs everywhere in Florida, so that's not really the case. But I guess you could say there really kind of are. There is a lot to do in Orlando, in particular, within like 5 blocks.
okay,
So you really don't have to leave the area because there's something for everybody in that area for you to do. It's just they build it up that way constantly.
yeah.
So,
Frank said he used to go to the city once a year just to go to the Nintendo store and the Lego store. So the Nintendo store is right at Rockefeller Center. So if you go at Christmas time, you get to see the Christmas tree. There's ice skating there. I don't know what the ice skating rink is during non-winter times. Um, and I'm pretty sure that that's within walking distance to Times Square,
mhm.
Grand Central Station. Actually, the last time I was in New York City, I had a meeting for work early in the morning,
Mhm.
and somehow they paid for me to stay overnight so I could go to this meeting because it was so early in the morning.
Mhm.
So all I did was I went there and I went to the Nintendo store and I ate dinner. Then I went to bed and then I went to the meeting in the morning. It was great. And I
That's
didn't have to pay for it. So it was
that's
awesome.
funny. That's funny. I think if I did ever go to New York, I'd probably be more interested in I don't know that big toy store from Big.
FAO Schwartz.
Yeah, that's probably about the biggest thing I'd want to go see.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I'm not a let's go tour other people's big cities. Uh,
Well, that's the thing. Like, do you like going to museums, right? Because if you
I
want to
do
go to
like museums.
museums, there's tons of museums there, right?
Yeah, I do like museums. I
You
do like
know,
museums.
like the Intrepid, it's a navy ship, right? So
Oh, okay.
do you like the USS Intrepid? Do you like doing things like that? That
I
you
do.
go to? So
I had
you'd
a
have to
blast at
say,
I had a blast at it's so bad when we went to the memorial in Hawaii. Yeah,
hmm,
I loved it. I had a great time. I like
yeah,
history. I'm a big history dork.
yeah,
I could listen to it all, but then again, I also I find it a lot of it interesting because a lot of it contradicts. So once you start reading firsthand accounts of things, it's always interesting. So
like I said, it's is there the stuff that you want to do? Do you want to go? I think a lot of people like going just because of the glitz and the glamour and like, I'm in New York. But like I said, I don't go. I don't. I've been a bunch of times, but
mhm.
don't really care. But I also am not like not a museum person. I did go to the wax museum. That was fun.
Oh, Madame Tulsa.
Madame Trousseau's or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, Madame Tulsa. I
Yeah,
can't quite pronounce
that
it.
was fun. I'd rather go to that than like a regular museum.
Can I say that a lot of that stuff is overrated now? Their wax museum figures are not what they used to be. They used to have amazing wax figures,
Yeah.
and they have one down here in Florida, and their work is not the same. It is.
It's
not
obvious who
as
the wax
lifelike
figure is.
anymore. Now it's kind of a guessing game going, who's this? And if they have a really unique hairstyle or something
Mhm.
else very like a tattoo or something, then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I know who this is. But some of them are kind of sad. They look like they were
Yeah.
out of storage for too long
Yeah.
in the direct sunlight. Somebody lit the sun down to it. It
Yeah.
obviously was not their best work, so they went, you know what'll make this good? Letting it sit in the sun for a little while. Let it melt. It'll
Yeah.
help. It'll absolutely help.
I love when they unveil a new one and the celebrity takes the photo with it and it's a bad one, and then it just highlights how horrible it is when the celebrity's like hugging their horrible wax figure.
Oh
I
my
love it.
god, those are you know, I have my daughter's friend is she wants to be an artist one day. And she's always drawing and she's always sketching and she does really good stuff
Mhm.
for her age and everything. She's done real impressive work. She says, I want to get into sketching people. And I was like, well, I was like, you can do it. Go for it. It's going to be a while before you get what you're looking for exactly. You're not going to be the best at it. It's not going to
Mhm.
be like your drawings now. You're not going to be great at it at first. You're going to have to practice to get better at it. A lot of people need to remember that there's a lot of practice that needs to go into these things before you start showing them to the rest of the world, babe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm not an artist though. Not the only way I'm an artist is if you count a sewing machine and some glue and
Yeah.
rhinestones. Like if that's what you call art, well then baby, I'm an artist. Otherwise, I can't sketch to save my life. And that
I'm not an
includes
artist either, and I wish I was the type of artist that like I spill my paint cans on canvas and I get paid, $50,000 because it's
that's just because
just groundbreaking.
That's just because you're not one of those people that came from a
Yeah.
long line of people with stupid amounts of money. If you came from a long line of stupid, ridiculous money, you could poop on a piece of,
Okay.
paper and it would be art. I've seen some art, and I'm going to say, I'm not a fan of modern art for the most part. A lot of it's terrible. A lot of it's really bad. And I'm sorry, but if you have to use the term, it's subjective to describe the beauty of something, well, then the subjective is unanimous that it's terrible.
Yeah.
And there's nothing pretty about it. I mean, I read not too long ago of a modern artist who got upset because half of their artwork was destroyed by the cleaning crew. It was empty beer bottles and cans to simulate a party and the passing of time or some such nonsense. And I was like, good for him. I mean, I hope some rich idiot spent way too much money on an empty beer can and he laughed his way to the bank.
Yeah.
I would. But let's be honest,
Well,
there is nothing artistic about that. That's a Saturday night.
have I got the museum for you? It's called Dia. The building that it's in is an old Nabisco factory. So some of the more normal things that are there, like because it's a factory, it's like huge rooms.
I hope they have cookies.
Nope. So one of them, the floor, like a little flat piece of metal on the floor that's just a big square. So it'd be like square, circle, and down the whole like width of the building, like that's the art installation. Okay. Then they built in like a little tiny room. You know how if you're trying to level something, you've got that string with the little blue powder that like you pluck and it leaves the blue powder
Oh
line.
yeah, yeah. You use it for construction work. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The
I get
entire
it.
room
Yeah,
was just white walls
yeah.
with one blue powder line across the top. That's the whole thing. When you go in the basement, that's when like okay, so I go in this one room and it's set up like a classroom. Like it has the desks from a classroom, right? Like the connected desk and chairs. And then it has projectors projecting on every wall. The guy filmed a house. So and you know, projector, how the footage is like kind of choppy. You're
Mhm.
just watching projector footage of a house at night, and then like, you know, at some point a rat runs by. This is the entire art installation. You just sit there in a school chair desk thing, and you just are watching a house that has rats in it.
So I'm going to make an art exhibit of a loaf of bread and some butter on a butter tray with a butter knife off to the side, and I'm going to call it
Bring it to Dia; they'll
Thoughts
take it.
on Food and Hunger
Yeah,
in America.
yeah.
Jesus.
I remember when I was to the top floor, there was a spider, but it was like this is actually the coolest thing I probably saw. But still, it was just like weird. The spider was like coming out of the ceiling. The thing was gigantic. It was like the whole room, but it was just like this huge spider.
I'm so confused why I'm broke when these people are making money.
Yeah, I know. And they do like fundraisers there, and like, you know, like Martha Stewart, and you know, like actors and like fashion designers.
I'm
All
going
these
into art.
people, all these people come to these fundraisers. Like this is like the art gallery.
I'm going
I
into
don't get
art.
it. It's weird. It's bizarre. I
I'm going to art.
feel I don't know, like I've never taken acid, but I just imagine that that's kind of what it feels like, is being in that place.
No,
Kind of, I don't
I
know.
gotta, you know, I've done a lot of bad things in my life, and I can't fathom for any reason why anyone, sober or not sober, would think that that's
Art.
anything worth putting in a museum. I'm sad that I'm not an artist. Oh God, the
We
amount of
also we
stupid
also
money I
have
could
near
have.
us a giant outdoor sculpture park. Just if you took big pieces of metal and twisted them and spray painted them and put them in a field, that's what it is.
So,
And so many people come to this. So like on the weekends, in the fall and in the summer,
mm,
the line of cars is like lined up down the road because like the parking lot is full and they can't get people in. I'm telling you, it's bent pieces of metal that you spray paint and you put in a field. I went to some stupid meeting there for the town once, and they were showing us this new art installation. So we're like up high, we're looking out over the field, and this guy's actually like, "Oh, when we planted this grass, because it only grows to 3 feet tall," and they're like, "There's a whole meaning behind it," and I'm like, "Dude, it's just grass that like didn't get unruly. Like it's bigger than grass, but it's not like outlandish. But like they actually planned out what type of 3 foot tall grass weed thing to
this
plant."
reminds me of Beetlejuice, the first Beetlejuice,
Yes.
when they move into the house with that big old ugly sculpture and it starts
Hmm.
breaking things. That's the first thing that went through my mind was so they made Beetlejuice's sculptures a reality, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty
And
much.
I just want to go on record because I'm guessing the artist that watched Beetlejuice and said I'm gonna make that. You completely missed the point.
Yeah.
He was making fun of the art world and the lack of beauty in the fact that you all just kind of spit repetitious things out and say pretentious things such as, "Oh, it has meaning. Oh, it speaks to me in some
Yeah.
way." Really? What's it saying besides POS? I was drunk when I made this. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what a lot of it is. I get a lot of this modern art is I wasn't sober when I made this. Enjoy.
Well, do you know who Banksy is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that famous Banksy painting, and it sold for however many
Oh wait, are you talking about the one that
tens
went to the
tens
paper
of
shredder?
yeah, tens of thousands of dollars, right? So the thing's hanging on the wall in front of the
Yeah.
stage.
Mm.
Somebody bids and wins. Like I said, tens of thousands of dollars. Someone paid for this thing.
Mm.
Soon as they paid the money, you hear a noise. The frame was a freaking paper shredder. So now the painting dropped down through the paper shredder, and the strips were just hanging there.
Yeah, they cut it off before it got halfway through the picture.
Yeah.
They've unplugged it so it's only half shredded and it's gone up in value. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is you know what? Buy it. Buy it. You are that stupid? Go ahead. I can't fathom anybody.
See,
I mean,
this is what it is. See, like Bill Fan agrees. I never understood when an artist say this piece speaks to me because I think art is a money laundering scheme. Or maybe it's not money, it's just a way because I'm going to buy this piece of art for $1,000, but then like I'm going to buy all the art from this one artist to make them all of a sudden they're now like a big famous artist. So now I can be like my art is now worth $10,000 and I'm going to go file an insurance claim on it. And I'm going to like take out a loan for the bank because my collateral is this $10,000 piece of art that's a piece of dog crap.
hmm.
I think it's all just a scam, and it's just a way for rich people to like keep churning money around.
You know, it's funny you say that. There's a movie, a horror movie actually, that's based on the art world and what a crock it is.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much the whole basis of the movie
Yeah.
is they decide when someone's artwork is worth money and when it's not. And for the life of me, a lot of it doesn't make sense. I can understand some of it is beautiful. The sculptures, I mean, if they actually make something besides a blob. I'm talking old sculptures.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of the marble sculptures, beautiful, beautiful works of art. Where I think the problem sets in is if individual people own the art pieces and they take them out of museums and they store them in their homes or in storage or wherever it is behind closed doors, so only a few people can ever see it in person, really, what's the point of it? There is no point. And as far as I'm concerned, it has zero value because if I can only read about this beautiful piece of artwork in a book and I'm never able to see it in a museum displayed somewhere, what's the point?
Mhm.
I can say I can paint, I've done oil paintings, and I can say I've done huge marble statues and I've chiseled them out so perfectly you can see divots and crevices and cellulite and all that. Beautiful. Means nothing if no one else has ever seen it, though. You're just
No, it
taking someone
is.
else's
See,
word.
you just don't have rich enough friends because it's a way for you to be like, oh, I have an original Ronald McDonald painting hanging up over my fireplace. It's just for you to brag to your friends and they come over and then you all ooh and ah over this piece of crap and no one's gonna be then your friends are gonna be like, oh, I don't understand it because they don't want to be the stupid one. So they're all like, oh my god, it speaks to me. This is amazing. And then they're gonna go buy one because they're like, wow, he's got one and that's great. So I'm gonna go get one too so that I can be the cool kids club.
I think a lot of them are ugly too. I think
Yeah, I
that's another
know.
problem. Is a lot of it's just ugly. And let's be honest, there's several different styles of paintings. I'm not going into specifics. I only know these things because my mom dabbled in art when I was a kid. Um, I believe there's a particular style of painting that is only popular because you don't know how to draw things and you messed up and you're kind of blind a little bit. Everything's a little blurry. So, of course, the picture would be a little blurry. That's how you see the world is blurry. I just, like I said, if it's not out in the open for other people to enjoy it, I don't understand the point of it. There's no point. It is not beautiful. It is not worth money. It's not worth anything. I mean, it's just not. Anybody can say
Oh
anything.
yeah, I forgot. Perry bought a painting on eBay. It was a painting of an orange cat that he got on eBay, and the lady wrote a huge thank you note for buying her art. And we still have it. It's just a painting of an orange cat. I forgot about that. And
That's
then I think
great.
we found it recently.
That's great.
Yeah.
My grandmother years ago, because I don't know why, she thought we all needed art in our lives. She bought me, it's an oil painting of the Tour de France. So I have
Like
two of those somewhere. Big paintings, too. I genuinely don't know if they're worth anything because if I was going to buy paintings, it wouldn't be a bunch of people on bikes, but
Yeah.
thanks, Grandma. I needed art. Okay, I only have posters on my walls for the most part now. I mean, that's art, right?
See, yeah, we're the weirdos. We don't. I don't have. There's nothing hung on our walls. Nothing.
No, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at Jägermeister presents the Mayhem Festival with Five Finger Death Punch with their tickets, the concert tickets, their album cover and signing. Because who doesn't want Five Finger Death Punch on their
Yeah.
wall? I mean, their
But you,
songs are so good. I can name 20 of them off the top of my head.
but you down here in our basement, because we have like part of it is my crafting area, podcasting area, and part of it is like set up for TV and gaming. So
Mm.
we have movie posters on the wall. So we do have some, but like yeah, in the main floor of our house, no, nothing.
I get a little bit of everything everywhere. At one point in time, I had an Alice in Wonderland poster that looked like a painting that I had up. Beautiful. Now that's art. That was pretty. It's still pretty. I have it somewhere. I just don't have it up anymore. Don't really feel like explaining to people anymore why I have an Alice in Wonderland poster on my wall as an adult. Not as entertaining anymore now that I'm a mom. Can't use the same excuses that I used to.
You're never too old to have fun,
No, but
right?
I would say the wrong thing to the wrong person when they ask. So it's probably best they just don't. Just no.
Milfman said, "Does having a bunch of posters of milfs on my wall count as art?"
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. As long as they don't look all completely surgically enhanced and 100% plastic. Yeah, it's art. It's natural art. We'll go. I will allow it. Wait. Are we talking about the walls in the basement though? Because I mean, that just might be creepy. Because I'm gonna say I never realized you were in the basement until the other show with the fluff. I had to stop watching because I was losing respect for you guys. It was getting weird, way too weird with the marshmallow fluff.
Oh, I was like, "What are you talking about?"
The
Oh,
marshmallow.
okay, okay. My okay. He Fred's basement is like serial killer basement. He has the type of basement that when you're a little kid, you're afraid to go down into the basement, right?
That's what it looked like in
Yes.
the
So
video.
as an adult, you're like, it's just a functional basement because you store your crap down there and you do your laundry and that's all that you need. But as a kid, you're terrified. You're like, the furnace is going to eat me. Our basement is partially finished. It's still a concrete floor that's been painted, so we just have like area rugs. But there's drywall up. There's ceiling. I mean, I don't have heat down here. I don't have air, so that's why I have the space heater going. But it's a partially finished basement. So yes, I am not Fred's dungeon. Yeah, I'm not in a dungeon type basement.
It just killed me watching that the other day with the marshmallow fluff. I was like, what am I watching? What is going on? Why are we doing
He
it?
is such a good sport because they were earlier in the day, they were like, okay, Fred, here's what you gotta go get. And he was just ready. He's like, yeah, I got this, when I get this. And I'm like, I can't believe that you're entertaining this. And then yeah, I watched it too, and I was like, wow, you just went all in. And
All right.
but he didn't prepare. He didn't have anything to wipe his hands off with. You gotta have that stuff ready to go.
That cracks me. That actually killed me. That was too funny. And I did end up stop watching after a little while because I was like, I can't
Yeah.
watch anymore. I have to have respect for these people. I can't watch this anymore. It's too much. It's too juvenile.
Yeah.
I appreciate the humor of it all. I do. I get it. And it's a guy thing. The juvenile,
Definitely guy thing.
portion. It's a guy thing. Good job, guys. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're living your childhood dreams as adults, you're doing something right. And I don't know where marshmallow fluff on your bald head goes into play, but
This punishment.
who am I to judge? This is like a we listen and we don't judge type thing.
Yeah.
We watched it. We're not going to judge. It's just weird.
But yeah, so the posters are on the walls of my basement, but it's regular drywall, painted blue. I got lights in the ceiling. I mean, it's regular.
Oh, it's too funny.
I
It is
just
too funny.
don't have proper flooring and I don't have heat. But other than that, the room I'm in is finished.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That is too funny.
Yeah, what Fred did was modern art. He probably could have done an art installation somewhere on a weekend and people would have paid money to watch him sit there in a chair with fluff on his head. And then as the fluff was dripping down his head, right? Like the art is changing. I guarantee you that that would have been like something that people would have paid money to see.
That's too
Maybe
funny.
that's what he needs to do. Maybe that needs to be his next career move. Right?
Marshmallow fluff. I mean, if you can make money off of it, by
Yeah.
all means. Again, who am I to judge? I would absolutely step on somebody if they paid me to do it. So, I mean, rubbing marshmallow on your fluff on yourself is probably a lot less violent.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And he's got no hair, so it wipes off, you know?
You're welcome, Axel. Oh, Friday was too much fun. I don't know. Mr. Death Dealer is an interesting personality, that's for sure.
Dude, Mr. Death
Definitely
Dealer
his
is
own.
hysterical. I love okay, so you said what's your manliest game? And you were like, Super Mario Bros. It's got bros in the name. I'm a plumber. What a manly thing. And I'm saving a princess. There's nothing more manly than saving a princess. And I'm hitting bricks and I'm jumping on things. And I'm like, oh my god, it's hysterical, but it's so true. Like I would never thought of it that way. But the way you broke it down, it's like, dude, that is a manly game.
And see, he tried telling me, he was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to defend that as a manly game. I'm like, what a bet.
Yeah.
Watch me. Name a more manly game than Mario. I'll wait. Think
Yeah.
about it. Think it over. Mull it around a little bit. And I'll wait. Every guy has played Super Mario. Every guy has played Mario. Every guy, I've seen too many guys crush things with their heads or run into things with their
Yep.
heads. Or, you know, he has a little magical star that gives him powers. A
Yeah.
little blue pill gives you powers. I'm just saying, so much in common, so much. And of course, I've only ever seen really, not saying they don't exist, but for the most part, men are plumbers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they rescue the princess. Who doesn't want to rescue a princess? That's their main thing in life.
That was hysterical. I was just laughing the whole time, and I gotta go back and watch because I missed the beginning of it. Because we left the store at 8, and normally I'll like put it up on my phone as we're going home. But I stopped at the grocery store, and then I got home, and I'm getting ready to eat something, and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna watch? And I had something on for like 2 seconds, and I was like, what am I doing? They're on, and I turned it on right as I turned on, you got the mustache, and you're just going. I'm like, what am I watching?
Oh god! What's even funnier is I've probably had those sets of mustaches for way too long. My friend, when she got married a while back, for her bachelorette party, we all wore colored mustaches in her favorite color, and I bought backups just in case we got drunk and lost them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we can't have a bachelorette party without mustaches. Like, come on. Hey, listen, when you're in a touristy area and you see bachelorette parties all the time, you got to do something unique. And let's be honest, dressing in one particular color or wearing teen bride or whatever, so basic. So basic. Nobody wants to do the basic routine. So, colored mustaches for the whole crew.
Yeah.
We got dressed up to the nines, beautiful makeup, flashing outfits, mustache. It worked like a charm. We were the most unique bachelorette party that weekend.
Yep.
Oh, it's too great.
I love it.
What are we naming?
Perry
Movies?
he's naming the posters that are on the wall, which I don't know how he even remembered them. I would like I can see 4 of them, and there's another one that I can't see right here.
Yeah,
Which that's Ghostbusters that I'm not seeing. But
I do have quite a few horror posters. I've got actually a friend of mine not too long ago gave me one of the original posters from Freddy versus Jason when it came out. It's one of the promotional posters from that.
nice.
I thought that was cool because I haven't seen one of those in years. So
We
it's
got
like,
it. I'm looking at a Freddy versus Jason poster. I could see it right here.
that's cool.
That's the
Yeah.
one that he forgot to name. He named the other ones. Yeah.
I had a couple of them. I don't have as many as I would like, but for a very long time, posters were a particular. You only got what was popular. So,
Do they still have those poster racks when you go to store and you can like flip through all the posters and then they're in those little cubby holes?
and they are still just as disappointing as they have always been. Absolutely. The last time I went and looked at one was at Spencer's. They had a bunch of them all stacked into a little container.
Hmm.
And I mean, if you like vague, semi popular anime, it's for you. If you like wrestling, they've got what you may. I mean, if you like random wrestlers, because it's
Not the popular
never
ones.
there might be one or two scattered throughout, but the rest of them is just like random people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just as disappointing as it's always been. And if I want to put something like, um, don't drink alcohol, do something else instead. Spencer's always has those posters,
Yeah.
the mushrooms and whatever else. But I mean, highly disappointing for the most part.
So how was your New Year's? I didn't even get a chance to ask you because we quickly got sidetracked on how little money I'll do gross things for and how much money you need to do gross things. So how was your New Year's?
My New Year's was pretty basic, actually. We didn't go out this year again. We stayed in the house, which was a really good thing because I live near a busy road,
Mhm.
and all night all I heard were sirens, fire trucks,
Yeah.
ambulances, police department, you name it. We had a high speed chase in the neighborhood because
Jeez.
it is not a new year without the D-bag that drives the Camaro down the road racing through the neighborhood at some point in time, having the cops run after him. You can always tell when he's out of jail. He likes to race through the neighborhood. It's always the same guy. It's never a question. We know exactly who this guy is. We know exactly where he lives. We know exactly what he drives. We know when he's out of jail every
Yeah.
time. Good times to be had, but at least he only does it like late at night. It's usually after 1 a.m. when he decides to drive like that to the neighborhood. So at least he's nice enough to wait till
Yeah.
everybody's pretty much asleep. So
Yeah.
hey, and he's nice enough not to drive into somebody's house. That's the important thing to remember, folks.
Yeah.
But no, we stayed up. Didn't watch any ball drop or any of that actually this year. That wasn't even on. We all kind of forgot what time it was, and it was like, oh, it's almost midnight, guys. Oh yeah, that's supposed to mean something. I wasn't holding too much hope this year is going to be any different from last year. I mean, there's always this small chance that it'll be kind of smooth sailing, but let's be honest, the world's been on fire for over 20 years at this point. What's another year?
Yep.
So no, didn't do anything. Didn't even watch the ball drop. I completely forgot about all of those. So, I mean, I guess once you reach a certain age, it's not that big a deal anymore, I guess. It's kind of like a birthday at this point. So the world's still spinning, eh?
I'm just glad I'm not at the age yet where you're like it's New Year's Eve and you're asleep by 9:15. I'm glad I'm not that old yet.
I'm not even gonna lie, that really would bother me because again, it's just. I mean, it's an excuse to go out and have drinks if you want, I'm Irish though. I don't need an excuse to go out and get drunk. I am from a long line of
Yeah.
alcoholics. I'll have you know, we don't need excuses. So maybe it's just another day. Might be a good reason to drink Irish coffee in the mornings without somebody complaining about it. Leave me alone. It's New Year's. Time means nothing. That's what
So
I did for the most part. I forgot what day it was, what time it was, and why it
that's
mattered.
that's always a plus though. That's nice when you just have no concept of time and you're just floating along.
Means that, but that whole week in between just means nothing to anybody. So yeah, I mean, that's how I pretty much celebrated. Now I've got to get back on a schedule tomorrow.
I don't take much time off work at the holidays, but normally I'll take a little bit. I didn't take any days off. I did leave early a couple days. It actually wasn't bad going to work because I didn't really do much. It was nice. I got paid. Didn't have to use my time accruals, and I didn't really do a whole lot because no one else is there, so no one's bothering you. No one's sending you any emails, calling you.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't check
nice.
my emails anyway, though, so I guess it really doesn't apply to me. I'd have to check my emails in order for them to be ignored. I haven't checked mine like all year, I don't
Yeah,
think. I hate when people say, "Oh, I sent it to you an email." I'm like, why? Why would you do that? I don't check
yeah,
my email. If you need me, text me. If you can't get a hold of me and you think you need me, bother my husband. He'll tell me.
yeah.
He checks his things more than I am. I'm bad with that stuff. You're not. Nope. Social media does not help me at all. Not at all. I don't think I've posted anything probably in a couple of months on anything. The closest I came is I said that I wasn't making any New Year's resolutions because I'm already perfect.
There's nowhere to go. You're already at the top.
Really, how can you improve this?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You can't improve this anymore. And why would you try? I'm already too mean at times or too nice at other times. There is no in between. So, probably best to leave me to my own devices. If you push me too far into one category, someone's going to end up crying and it will be me.
I like that. I can remember that. Somebody will be crying and it won't be me.
I mean, it was a fun game when I was younger, adult. I don't cry. So I always found it interesting when people, let's be honest, when some women get so emotional, they're crying over anything stupid. What can we say to make them cry that isn't really mean? Kind of could be. There's a lot that can make somebody cry.
So I watched a movie last month and I cried. So when I went to bed, Perry said goodnight, and I was like, I watched this movie and I was like, I cried like a little bitch. I told him that, and he was like laughing for days, and he's like, "Yeah, you cried like a little bitch." I'm like, "I did. I fully admit it. Like it was ridiculous."
You know what? I can actually name off the last thing that made me cry, and I cried hard, and I cried ugly, and I won't even deny it. Supernatural. The last two episodes of Supernatural broke my heart and made me so
Yeah.
mad. I cried when they killed Dean. I stopped with it. I paused it, came out into the back room, and made my husband hold me and
Aw.
tell me it was gonna be okay. Because I was like, they killed him off, and there's another episode. What the hell? Let's be honest. I'm not a Sam person. I don't like Sam. Sam cries too much. He has too many feelings. He needs to just shove them down and have a drink like everybody else. But no, I personally feel like Sam or Dean's much more realistic. I could deal with that guy all the time. Sam, no, I could not handle Sam. So yes, I was heartbroken when they left us with fucking Sam. Ugh, so aggravating. Yeah, that made me cry. That was the last thing. Horror movies that I watched this year. I
We're
don't
only.
think I've watched a whole one
I
yet.
was gonna say we're only 5 days in. You didn't have much opportunity.
I haven't watched a whole one yet. I've watched bits and pieces. I get in moods once in a while where I insist upon seeing like just particular death scenes from some of my favorite movies because it's funny to me. I don't know.
I gotta relive the death. Put it on.
Yes, either the actor has irritated me for some reason, or I just think the effects are just so beautifully done, whatever, or I just think the whole scene laid out is perfectly done. Ghost Ship happens to be one of those movies that has a phenomenal death scene. The movie is like, I could live without most of it, but that death scene on the cruise ship where everybody gets slaughtered and they run back through and they like rewind time and she gets to see everybody get slaughtered, including by the pool. Watch that on repeat. That is awesome. I will never step foot on a cruise ship, but that scene's awesome. I'm just kidding. I've been on cruise ships. I'm not a big fan of boats. It's got nothing to do with the movie. I just don't like the idea of being stuck on a boat. That's why I don't like planes. I can't control anything. That bothers me.
You're already in Florida. You don't have to fly anywhere. Everyone flies to Florida. You're already there.
I've been saying this for
Right.
years, and people like my husband insist we need to leave to go on vacations now. I won't argue because Hawaii was beautiful. I don't know if anybody's really going to be able to, outdo those here or there. I mean, for the most part, weather is pretty crap in a lot of places. No offense to you guys. I'm not really one for chilling in the rain and with no
Alaska's beautiful.
sunshine. Yeah, Alaska's cold too. Alaska has snow, a lot of snow. They get it quite often too.
When I went there, it was like 65.
Mm. Do you know what 55 to me means?
65.
Yeah, I can do 65.
Yeah.
55s, I need to pull up my snow jacket stuff. Weather. I don't have snow boots anymore. Might need to buy some if I were going out there. No, Dreadpool. I liked Hawaii. I don't like leaving.
You said there's nowhere else to go because you went to Hawaii. Hawaii was great. Where else are you going to go?
Yeah,
It's
I
going to be
mean,
worth it.
where else am I going to go that beats Florida or Hawaii? I mean, realistically, I'm not a snow person, so taking me somewhere to see the snow isn't going to make me happy.
There's a lot of places you could drive to in under a day.
I'd rather
Right?
not. I lived in Georgia for a little while. I'd rather not. I lived in Michigan and Texas and California. I'd rather not. California, I'm just going to say it, that place is a hellhole. You couldn't pay me to visit that place for a day if you tried. The people are just, the laws are ridiculous. Why are we getting into so many things and picking at just the dumbest, smallest things on the planet? I can't smoke a cigarette in my car, but I could smoke a joint standing next to a cop. Make it make sense. California, y'all, no. You can't pay me to visit that place again. No, 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 no. Michigan, maybe. I still have some family there. I might be interested in that. That's about it.
See, I can't live south because I don't do well in the sun. The hot weather. I can't. Humidity. I can't do it.
A lot of people can't, and that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, I know that you get used to it after you adjust if you've been there long enough, but I can't.
You don't. That's like you telling me
Yeah.
that I'll get used to the cold after living there for a few years. You really don't. You just quit complaining about it because people are tired of
Yeah.
listening. I mean, I've heard for years, anytime anyone I don't know what New Jersey and New York in particular, whenever they move to Florida, all they ever hear is, we did this in New York, we did this in New Jersey, this is how we did it there. Well,
You're not there.
you're not there. You're here. If you don't like how you have to do it here, well, then I highly recommend you move your happy self back up north. And I don't know how well I would tolerate them going, well, you're here and doing that. I don't care. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to.
Milfman, Death Dealer, doesn't matter if she wants to go to Rodeo Drive with all the expensive stores for a day or not.
No.
She's not gonna have the money to go because she's not doing any of the stuff to get paid. She's not pissing in a diaper for $1,000.
I'm
She's
not
not licking a
interested.
shoe for 5,000. She doesn't have all the funding that I'm gonna have to go there.
You're misunderstanding and thinking I care enough to go to Rodeo Drive. That's the problem. This is where the whole problem's starting in. Florida has their own version of Rodeo Drive. I don't go there either. A lot of those stores, I don't see the point in them. A lot of them, while there are certain brands that you would buy specifically because they were so well made and lasted for a long time, I've discovered over the years it's not worth it because they're just as cheaply and horribly built as the crap down the road for half price. So there's a lot of those brands I just refuse to buy from anymore. As far as I'm concerned, Louis Vuitton, no thank you. The other stuff's pretty much cheap crap now. Don't really care. We can fight about it all day.
It didn't just come out. I don't know if it was Louis Vuitton or some other big fashion place. They make the stuff in Italy, and it just came out because I don't know if they had to report it to Italy or something, but like it costs like $50 to make the purse that they're selling for $10,000.
No, that was Louis Vuitton.
Okay, yeah.
Louis Vuitton. It was because Louis Vuitton used to be handmade. All their stuff at one point in time was real leather, and it was handmade, and it was guaranteed for life. That stuff's no longer guaranteed anymore. And that stuff a lot of times isn't real leather anymore. It's crap. I wouldn't buy that. I mean, the cheapest bags they have now are like 5 or 10 grand. And they're just, as far as I'm concerned, they're just tacky.
They are tacky.
No, thank you. There's several other brands I'd rather buy before that. I mean, and even then, some of them are quite questionable. I mean, even the older brands, Dooney and Burke used to be a really well-made brand. It's another leather company. They're not as well as they used to be. Some of it's still good, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You have to be careful. So yeah, the name brand stores, no thanks. No, I want the small chains. I want the handmade crap.
Frank said for $10K he'll wear a shirt found in a dumpster on Skid Row. I would too, in a heartbeat. I don't even think twice.
Wait. Skid Row is the hookers and addicts, right? Hookers and addicts?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, homeless.
I don't know if that really be that big a deal anymore at this point. A lot of hookers are clean. Just the hookers I see are fairly clean. Just not that I see. When I drive down the road and I see them walking, let me clarify, I don't pick these hoes up. I am Captain Save-A-Home. Do not mistake me for someone who cares.
I'm with you, Frank. Wear the shirt. You're going to fund your whole vacation by wearing this dumpster shirt. And realistically, how much is going to seep into your body through the shirt? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you told me I had to wear a hooker's outfit, I might do that. They usually take the
What if it was in the
off.
dumpster?
It's their job.
You got Milfman's attention at hookers. Why do you think I'm sinking? I'm the same height as when I started, aren't I, Dreadpool? I guess I do kind of look like I'm sinking. Because I put my arms up on the armrest, so like my shoulders were higher. Great. That's what it is. So I was sitting like this. I put my arm up on the armrest.
I might as well tell you guys, because I've told Dreadpool already knows my plan. If I ever get my happy self into a plane and take myself over to Amsterdam amongst all the fun things I'm going to do in Amsterdam, and I'm going to do a lot of fun things, particularly the underground clubs. I used to like those when I was younger. They were fun. That's what I was saying. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a hooker. I don't know what I'm going to do with the hooker, but I want to buy a hooker in the red light district to say I did it. I might have her wash my laundry. I might have her rub my back or my feet. I don't know. But I'm going to buy a hooker to say I bought a hooker. At one point in time, I was saving money. It's kind of, obviously, it's kind of a joke because we never went through with it. I don't know why I never went through with it. We were going to get a mail order bride.
Who the heck was going to marry her?
We hadn't gotten that far, but a coworker and I decided we were going to get a mail order bride because we didn't feel like doing things. We didn't feel like being responsible adults. And the only way to not be a responsible adult is to have someone else do it for you, right?
So you wanted a maid without paying for a maid.
Order bride.
Okay.
And have her do all of our adulting so we could just, do whatever we wanted and not be adults. Obviously, our plan didn't go through because I have no mail order bride. But just a little lightheartedness for you guys.
If you go to hire a hooker and you're like, I want you to wash my clothes, I think I'd be suspicious because I totally would think that you're going to kill me. If you used to give me a massage, I'd be like, okay, I'm on board. But I don't know, if someone was like, I'm going to pay you money, I'm going to hire you for the hour to do my laundry, I'd be like,
it depends on how much I got to pay. It depends on how much I'm paying for her time. If I don't have to pay a whole lot of money, then no, just rub my back or my feet or something and I'm good. If I'm paying a couple $100 for like an hour of your time, nah, bitch, you can wash and fold my laundry and then put that shit away. I don't want to do it. I hate laundry to no end. I don't mind washing it, drying it, and pulling it out and sitting it in a nice clean laundry basket. I am horrible with folding it and putting it away or putting it on a hanger and putting it away to the point to where when Dreadpool and I met and he started dating me, I had to introduce him to Laundry Mountain. I did not do my laundry for a month or two at a time because I had so many clothes. I would just wear a new outfit every day, and I hate laundry. I hate laundry. I hate putting it away.
It's easier to buy a new pack of underwear than going to do more laundry.
It is so much easier to go buy more clothes. I mean, I'm the type of woman, I've always had multiple outfits for every occasion. You and I had discussed before, I went to a finishing school. It was very much ingrained in me. You have to have particular outfits for particular situations. You need this, that, and the other thing. So I have stupid amounts of clothes. Stupid amount of clothes. I don't have to wash laundry for a month or two at a time before I run out of clean anything, including socks, underwear, bras. I don't run out of that stuff because I have too much. But I've also been the same size for well over 25, 30 years at this point. So
you're just accumulating.
Some of my clothes are almost as old as Jesus at this point. So, I mean, really, do you throw something away once it's an antique at that point? No.
Yeah.
And it hurts my soul when my child says things like, "Oh, Mom, I want to wear something of yours. I want to be retro."
I want to be retro. Deadpool said that you yelled at him to strip down once, not for some fun, but to have enough clothes to put in the wash.
Yes. Yeah, because when I'm on a roll to do the laundry, I'm only doing it now. I'm not doing it later. I'm not coming back tomorrow.
You've been wearing that shirt for an hour. It's dirty. Give it to me. Let me put it in the wash.
I mean, again, like a month or two without touching laundry. That should just... The only reason I've done it more than that is because of our child, because I found out that kids' food stains really stain really quick if you don't want. But even then, at a point, there was a certain age she hit where I couldn't put her in the same outfit twice. It didn't matter if I washed it that night. That girl grows like a friggin' weed on Miracle
Yeah.
Grow. She went on winter vacation with us 2 weeks ago. She starts school tomorrow. 2 weeks ago was her last day of school. A friend of mine had said, "Oh, I think she's almost taller than you." Dreadpool said, "Oh, I think she's almost taller than you," and insisted on measuring the two of us side by side to see. And I was still taller than my child 2 weeks ago. Just for perspective, this has been her whole life. She's 11 now. I was over an inch taller than her 2 weeks ago. My daughter's now a quarter of an inch taller than me today. Today, in 2 weeks, that kid
Yeah.
has grown over an inch and a half. What the? Who needs to do laundry? I can't even put the same clothes on this kid twice. So who needs to do
Yeah.
laundry? I'm not doing laundry. I'm just buying new clothes because she grows out of them anyway. What do I
That's insane to grow that fast in 2 weeks. That's insane.
Very obnoxious, in my opinion. Very obnoxious because I just got finished telling some family friends, like, no, she's still shorter than me. She got a little while to go. It's
Yeah.
not, I don't care. I'm 5'4". I am the average height of a normal woman. Most women aren't even 5'4", so I'm considered tall in some ways because most women are the average of like 5'2". I don't care that I'm short. I'm always the smallest one in the
Yeah.
room usually. Anyway, for a number of reasons, so me being little isn't that big a deal. For whatever reason, everyone makes the largest deal out of my child being taller than me or almost taller than me. And you would think I'm like 4 foot nothing, and this kid is over 7 feet tall. The way they reacted, like, "Oh my gosh, what are you gonna do if she misbehaves?" Is this a serious question? I will still whoop that ass. I don't care if she's 10 feet tall and I am too. We can at this point, it's a fair fight, and I'm swinging and throwing roll balls. As far as I'm concerned, she bigger than me. Oh, it's just made my life easier. I don't have to hold back and be nice. None of this gentle parenting nonsense anymore. We
Do
can
they
start
think
swinging like we're ghetto.
do they think the kids are just waiting like, "Oh, thank God I'm finally a quarter inch taller than my mom. Now I could do whatever I want in life." Like, I don't think that's how it works.
You know, considering the fact that my mom's shorter than I am, and my mom's the shortest out of like my I'm one of the shorter siblings. My other sister is the only one that's shorter than me, and she's 5'2". My mom has never been scared of any of us. We're all bigger than her. The only one that isn't is my one sister because my mom is 5'2" as well.
Yeah.
So it, it's not like we all got taller than her and went, ah, ha, ha. My mom, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. My mom can still chuck anybody across the yard. She is not someone to play games with. Just because we're bigger than her means nothing. Just like I can't remember who says it anymore, but there's somebody that used to say, "You ain't got to be scared to get your ass whooped." It's that simple. You ain't got to be scared to get your ass whooped.
Mhm.
Be big. That's fine. Well, thank you. I love my mug. It is the skull of my enemy. I just printed Cracker Barrel on the bottom so I don't go to prison.
I know. I'm still amazed at how much Halloween stuff Cracker Barrel has. I have to plan every year. I have to plan a trip like in September when they put the Halloween stuff out.
I still have not put up my skeleton Santa. I have been talking about putting him up for probably the better part of 2.5, 3 months, and I still haven't put my skeleton Santa up. I need to put him up because I need to know if I have all the parts and everything. We got him last year. We got him right before Christmas last year. And I never got a chance to put them up. So I was like, oh, I'll get to it eventually. And then, Halloween rolled around, and I went, well, what the hell am I going to do with a skeleton Santa animatronic on a trail? So I was like, well, we'll leave him there. Christmas has now come and gone. New Year's is now come and gone. And I still have yet to put out my skeleton Santa. So I should probably do that this week so I can at least hear him say a few things before
Yeah.
I put him away for a year. I might leave him on the porch for the rest of the year. I don't know, maybe till Valentine's Day through with the neighbors. See what
I
they
say
say.
just decorate early for next Christmas. Then you don't have to worry about like, oh, I gotta put him together again. He's ready to go.
I've often thought about doing things in my front yard just to mess with my neighbors, just to see if any of them would actually say something, because quite a few of them know what I do for the most part.
Mhm.
Like the kids in the neighborhood all know what I do and everything. Aside from my daughter proudly bragging on it, a lot of them have come out and seen me. So they all know where my stuff, what I do and everything. So most of them wouldn't care, but we have a few rental houses on the street that got new people moved in. I was like, I wonder what would happen if I went out there to go, I don't know, bloody something up and just left blood all over the yard
Yeah.
for the next week or so. Happy New Year! Welcome for moving in.
They'd be like,
Like,
"What is going on in that house? Why is there other blood? Have the other neighbors noticed? Am I the only one seeing this? What is going on?"
could be fun for me. Could be entertaining for me. With the cops come knock on the door, and as soon as I open it, I could see them now going, "Oh God, it's you! Hey, officer, how's it going?"
I thought we got rid of you for the year.
I thought we left the property. Once we were done with the property,
Yeah.
we were done with you. Surprise! You thought wrong. Oh God, only me. Only me. I can do a lot of things that could just concern people all the way. I got to make new blocks this year, so I've got to go buy some new wood for it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to tell them I'm buying wood for, but I think I'm gonna buy wood for a casket. I'm gonna ask. I need something that will kind of hold a body, but not hold up for years on end. I want it to break down and compost what's inside of it real easily. Let the bugs and stuff get to it simply. What kind of wood do you suggest? Non-treated, I'd say. Non-pressurized.
Excuse me, ma'am. What's your name and phone number? No. I just need it for your rewards program. Nope. Nothing going on. Not calling the cops. Everything's fine here. Nope. Just name a phone number, please.
The conversations I've had with Home Depot workers, I actually kind of feel bad for some of them sometimes because I do mess with them. It's just too easy. It's not that I'm lying, and I'm not really even exaggerating. I'm just not giving them the whole picture before I tell them what I'm looking for. I just kind of give them a vague idea of what I'm looking for. One
Yeah.
time I asked them to give me, I needed 1,000-pound chains. And when the guy was like, "What do you need it for?" I was like, "Oh, well, I need to be able to tie a person to a tree without them being able to break the chain. I don't want the chain to break." Don't ask questions. Point the chain out. I need
Yeah.
1,000-pound chain. Point the chain out. Same guy also had to find me wood and break it down into a couple pieces. He didn't think I was that funny. I think I'm great. They don't always see the humor in it. Apparently, they think I'm actually trying to kill someone. That's not for them to decide if that's right or wrong. They're not supposed to judge.
Home Depot was not final judge and jury.
Listen, I need you people to sell me my wood, my glue, my staples, and my chains without asking too many questions. If I come in looking for a tarp and lime at the same time, maybe then you can ask a question. Not really getting rid of the body at this point. I'm just
Torturing
trying to
them.
pack it away. Just try to pack it away. Who are you to judge me? How dare you? But All things to be said. It was a great time.
I still have my Christmas decorations out. My decoration. There's only one of them. There's no S at the end. I have my Christmas mouse on the porch. Like 2 days before, or no, the Saturday or Sunday before Christmas, I finally got rid of the Halloween mouse, brought it in the garage, and took the Christmas mouse out and put him up on the porch. So the
Yeah.
skull on the door and the skeleton hanging from the porch have been there for years, so they're just permanent decorations at this point.
It's not a decoration,
Yeah.
it's housing trinkets.
Yes.
I mean, I personally don't have any Halloween decorations up in my house. I just have a bunch of skulls
Just have decorations.
in hands. Yeah, they're just trinkets. You gotta have trinkets in your house. I was told I needed trinkets. I
They're
bought trinkets. It's
they're
not like
popping out
they're
right now.
skulls. I
See,
mean,
they know you're talking about them.
listen, Becky, Sandra, Cindy, Carol, Kim, they all needed homes. I'm just doing my part. Give them all homes. Look at them. They needed love. Damn it, ladies, pull your asses together, would you? So tired of them. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to get a bigger collection going. So these
Yeah.
hoes need friends. I wanted a baby cow skeleton, but I couldn't find one this year after.
Aw.
I was so mad. I saw they had one at Tractor Supply, and I was like, I know that's not what a skeleton from a cow looks like, but it's so cute. I want it anyway. We never got one at the one by us, at the two
Oh
by us. I
man.
was like, seriously, we never get the cute. Had a giant
Disappointing.
skeleton rooster. I was like, who the hell wants a giant rooster? What the?
Dude, I don't know what their obsession is with roosters because I every time I'm in there I see giant roosters. Actually varying sizes. There's a giant one, there's a medium one, there's a little one. Like I don't know why they have so many rooster things.
They had a 6 foot rooster, skeleton
Yeah.
rooster for Halloween. I was like, who asked for this? Why did you, who asked for this? What is this? We didn't want this. We wanted the cow, we wanted the llama. I would have taken anything else but a rooster. Who wants
Yeah.
a giant cock in the front yard? Really?
Well, they sell it. Do you get during the rest of the year that they just have a giant rooster, like a normal rooster that you could 6 foot tall that you could put out in your yard?
Probably.
I see it there all the time.
I imagine so, because their whole thing is like the rooster and the barn window thing. It's so dumb, but whatever. I mean, I guess if I was bigger into farming, it'd probably be cool, but I don't like chickens and roosters, so it's
Yeah.
even if I owned a farm, wouldn't be what my farm has a large supply of. Cows? Yeah, absolutely. A few pigs for sure. Gotta have pigs on a farm.
Hell yeah.
Roosters? Absolutely not. Those things are mean. No, thank you. I don't like
They
birds.
they
I like to eat them.
make you up too early.
They taste good. That's about all they got going for them.
Mhm.
I don't like slaughtering them myself either. It's a
Yeah.
pain to clean a chicken. Roosters, the meat's just not good. There's no point. Unfortunately, slaughter a few animals in your life. You know what's easier
Yeah.
than killing and what's not. And I would say bird is probably right up there with fish. No, thank you. Someone else can do that. I like factories.
Yep. I get my meat from the grocery store.
That's much easier. Hey, I don't have to
I
clean it.
I'll have to think about what they do before it gets there. I'm just gonna go get it.
Slaughtering an animal is the quick and easy part. Cleaning is the nasty part, as far as I'm concerned. And it's not even that it's nasty. It's just it's tedious. It's always tedious. It is never a quick thing. And the more you have to clean off the animal, the more tedious it gets.
Mhm.
Pigs are quick. That's easy. Everything else, no, not really. No thanks.
None of it's for me, let me tell you. Nope. 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 Nope.
So have
Go to
you
the
read?
grocery store.
Have
It's
you
already
read?
in the little package.
Have you read any interesting news stories in the 5 days of the new year?
Okay, so this one's going to be slightly disappointing, but I saw the headline and you'll understand why I had to read this article.
Hmm.
Okay, the article was New Jersey reporting. New Jersey reporter still missing nearly 30 years after investigating underground vampire community. Not from Dayton, though, right?
Is it
Remember, we
this
talked about that Dayton, Ohio has the second largest vampire community in the country.
not the
This,
same group? Not
nope,
even the same not
this
even the
lady
same news
was
person? This is
from
new?
Nutley, New Jersey, and she left her apartment to go use a payphone. But so I read this article and I'm like, dude, this is going to be great. Like, where? Let me tell you about vampires. Okay, it was kind of disappointing because um, the media outlets focused. So she disappeared in 1996.
Okay.
Apparently, she had a history of substance abuse. She moonlighted as an exotic dancer.
Why do they always blame the drugs? Drugs
Um,
don't make you always go disappeared. I'm just
well,
saying. Drugs
I
aren't always the reason you go missing.
I think working in a strip club may actually have something to do with her disappearing because
That maybe,
they did a
maybe.
deep dive into the Russian mob illegal strip club operations, and I'm thinking, that seems like a more likely scenario than the vampire subculture.
That
But
could be why.
apparently, I didn't watch it, but apparently there was a whole unsolved mysteries
Mhm.
episode about this. But yeah, they say that yeah, she left her house to use her payphone, and they have no clue what happened. They have no clue. Um,
She left her house to use a payphone?
yeah, 1996. I don't know.
Why would you leave your house to use a payphone, though? That's the confusing part. Back then, we had landlines. Everybody had a landline in their house, for crying out loud. Why would you leave your house unless she got her phone turned off? But then she'd be a really bad stripper.
Okay, so she lived in a two-family home, and she lived upstairs from her ex-husband. And she told him she was going to use the payphone, so they
I
brought
think
on
he did it.
somewhat decent terms. I don't know.
He did it and is blaming the stripper mob.
Yeah, but I saw that and I was like, what vampire subculture? So then I saw one and I forget who it is. I think is it John? He's not in the chat today. The guy who's from Ireland. I was hoping he was going to be here because I found in Ireland. I don't know what town this is. This is in
Mhm.
oh Ringaskiddy. I'm no joke. This is the name Ringaskiddy. It's a small coastal town in County Cork, Ireland.
Uh-huh.
They're claiming that emissions from the local Pfizer pharmaceutical plant. They manufacture Viagra there, they're claiming that the fumes from the factory have been causing spontaneous arousals among men in the area. So of course, Pfizer's like, we have very strict protocol we have to follow. We test, our emissions. No, no, no.
Yeah,
But apparently, the residents have named it Viagra Village. Um, this totally sounds like if somebody just is writing an article and they have to like create quotes to do it. This totally is what this seems like to me. But Debbie O'Grady, local resident, said one whiff and you're a stiff. I don't know. Yeah, but there's a whole article about yeah.
so a town in Ireland is having an issue with Pfizer's plant runoff and everyone
No,
getting
no, no. Like I'm reading this as missions, like what's puffing in the air. So you're just breathing the air, and
also
apparently
it's
you're
emission, not
breathing.
even the
Yeah, you're just breathing in, I guess, Viagra fumes, and men are getting spontaneous erections. What it really sounds to me like is that somebody got caught, caught by his girlfriend lusting over the wrong woman, and he just blamed it on the. No, 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 no. It was the plant. It wasn't me. I no, no. I was not looking at that milf on the wall over there. No, no, no. It's the Viagra plant.
Ireland's a very small place. I mean, there's a lot of people you probably shouldn't look at if you've grown up there that you probably shouldn't look at and get excited.
Yeah.
Um,
I got caught with the sheep. Maybe that's more embarrassing. Yeah. you're on the farm somewhere and someone catches you and you just no. It wasn't Nellie. Is that the sheep they cloned, right? Nellie? I don't know.
Yeah,
Dolly. No. It wasn't Dolly. I swear. Totally emissions from the Viagra plant.
you know, you
I
know
told you. I only read the good news articles, man.
that totally beats the don't die movement.
Yeah.
That's more interesting than the don't die movement. In case anyone hasn't heard of the don't die movement, it's a that weird tech billionaire who sold his company a few years back for like 800 like 88 billion or some stupid, like a ridiculous number. A guy sold his company for a ridiculous amount of money. He's got a 20-year-old son in like I don't even know how old his dad is, but his dad's still alive too. And the son donates blood and blood cells and things to his dad so his dad can have them. So he uses, I guess he thinks that having younger blood pumping through him is going to help affect something in some way. I mean,
Is his
science be
goal
damned.
is his goal really to live forever, or does he just
Yes,
want to live to like 150 or something?
the guy's interviews are insane. He claims that today is the best time to be living ever because we actually don't know how long a lifespan can be with all the factors that play in. I do. I know how long the lifespan is for broke people. Not as long as they'd like, probably. I
Yeah, but
mean,
is it like I just saw something about some nun who's like one of the oldest people in the world. She's 117. I mean, I'm pretty sure that like right around 120 is the oldest you could be. I mean, those people very it means very rare that people reach that age, but people can.
yeah, I mean,
You
for the
don't hear
most part,
people don't get over 120, do they?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think we know how long.
I know there's a village somewhere. I want to say it's in Asia. I could be wrong. It could be somewhere else. But there's a small town. It's a rural town in the middle of like nowhere, and all the inhabitants live to a minimum of like 110 or something. Um, I I personally can't understand why you'd want to continue watching the amazing awesomeness that is, though. I mean, I can understand the appeal of like our great grandparents wanting to live to like 100
Well,
because
cuz they were
technology
dying
went
at
from
like
nothing.
30.
Yeah, they died at a young age. They had hard lives in technology. They watched technology go from nothing to cars to smart cars to, corded phones, house phones
Mhm.
becoming popular to large cell phones. So now we've got little tiny smartphones. So I can understand the appeal for someone like that who hasn't seen a lot of that. And it must seem mystical in some aspects. However, I myself have been lied to my entire life. I was told in 2000 it was going to be amazing. I was getting flying cars in self adjusting tennis shoes. And damn it,
Yeah.
Marty McFly lied. He's a bastard.
I
I don't
didn't
know
get any of
what
that
he
crap.
did messing with his mom, but he messed up the whole timeline. I ain't got to fly in nothing. So why? What are we?
Can
The
you
world has been
imagine
on
though?
fire.
Like, so there's no way that this guy is going to live forever. Okay. Can you imagine though that this guy is so rich that he just has all these crazy ideas about inject me with this, give me these cells, let's swap these. I wonder if the doctors and scientists are like, we'll do it because now you have a human guinea pig instead of doing lab tests on mice. You got a person to do your test on. But can you imagine if this dude, in his quest to live forever, like they stumble upon the cure for some disease? Can you imagine that they're like, this didn't work, but oh my god, this is what happened. Wait, let's go test this other thing, and he ends up like cracking the case.
I sincerely hope that that is why these doctors and scientists are even entertaining this guy with
Yeah,
a lot of this, because a lot of what he does, I don't have a PhD in genetics and things, but it doesn't take a PhD to know. your blood cells renew and replace themselves after X amount of time. What is the point of injecting younger blood cells into you when your body is
Well,
literally disposing of them within 24 hours and making new ones? So I imagine a lot of the scientists are probably looking around going, that's not how biology works. This isn't how this
is there a
works.
different quality to blood cells, though? I mean, I don't know. Okay.
No,
Okay,
no.
so
If either they work or they don't. As someone who has a blood disorder, I can
okay.
tell you right now, they either work or they don't. If they don't work, you've got a different problem altogether. If they are working, great. But if they overwork, that can be an issue in and of itself.
So the fresh blood cells you make are just like a baby's blood cells, are just fresh and doing their thing?
It's just a blood transfusion. People get
So
them all the
okay.
time.
So here's kind of what I wonder then.
Hmm.
And I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. This is just right putting the tinfoil hat on here.
Hmm.
They now have, this is gonna sound gross, but they do. This is like a legit thing.
Hmm.
If you have like, and I don't know what you have. I think it's more than like Crohn's. I think it's if you have severe problems with your intestine,
Hmm.
they make fecal matter pills.
Hmm.
Like there's literally somebody's poop is in a pill
Hmm.
and you take it because
Hmm.
what it is now you're getting the bacteria from their gut and it like
Hmm.
resets your gut's
Yeah.
bacteria.
Yeah.
Would the same concept apply if you have blood cells that don't quite work properly? If you get somebody else's blood cells, will it kind of reset the blood cells and will your body start now making them that work better?
No. No.
Mm.
No. I've had to have blood transfusions before, and a blood transfusion has never stopped me from getting the next one or not having the same problems because my body, once those cells have stayed there 24 hours or whatever, your body does what it does, disposes of things and makes new ones. Well, once my body makes those new ones, it does the same thing it did last time, and it just makes the copies that it's been making the whole time. Usually
See,
that's not a problem after a transfusion because the whole reason you need the transfusion is because you've lost too much blood in a short span of time, so you need more. But your body doesn't go, oh, hey, I've got, like in my particular case, my white cells don't do their job always. So my body getting white blood cells from someone else, from a normal person that they do work the way they're supposed to, my body doesn't get them and go, oh, this is what we're supposed to do with these. This is how they're supposed to work. No, my body just goes, okay, sure, next round. And then it does
but
whatever it
see, but
wants.
just like you can reset your gut bacteria,
Mm.
maybe they're going to try to use this guy as a way to figure out how to reset your blood cells. How do they make it so your white blood cells go, oh, I'm supposed to be doing that? Okay, I'll do that next time. Right? How do you get that to
But
happen?
even the gut disorder, in which now I could be wrong, but the gut disorder, which I believe you're talking about, that's something you don't actually cure. You have to continue taking those pills every X amount of like weeks or something. It's like once every couple of months or something because your body will eventually eject that bacteria the
Yeah.
natural way it's supposed to. But your body's supposed to make more, but your body, whoever has the disorder, their body still isn't going to make it. So they have to take another round in order for their body to essentially make it.
Yeah.
So it's not really teaching your body to redo something. It's more or less giving you a cheat code for it. It's an easy A.
Like I said, let's see. This guy wouldn't it be great if they stumble upon a cure for something just because some rich dude wants to live forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would just be amazing. Perry says that you got to watch Zombie Dogs from 2002 or 2003 because they drain the blood and put fresh blood in them and it revived them.
I would imagine there was probably a lot more to it. I would think it'd be something similar to Frankenstein, electricity and all that. I'd look that up. I'll look it up. It's interesting, but I mean,
Well, I'm gonna say that was not based in accurate medical science, but
but even then, that's still kind of rewinds back to the whole reason why they were dead, what killed them in the first place. I doubt it was blood poisoning, and the only reason the blood didn't keep them alive is because it was no longer being circulated. Once it's not being circulated, I
Wait,
don't know. I just don't think that injecting blood is going to make you live longer. I
okay,
don't.
so I totally thought that Perry was referencing a movie to
Or a movie,
watch.
yeah. It sounds like
It's
it.
totally what I was thinking he was saying. He's saying, "No, this is like a legit news article." So there really were dogs that they drained the blood from and put new blood in and revived them.
I heard of something
That
like
sounds
that
like
years and
something
years
okay.
ago, but I don't remember it actually working well from what I recall. They only, if it's the one that I remember reading about years ago, it was they had done it and they were trying to recirculate the blood through the dogs to reoxygenate it and things, but it didn't go that well. It didn't. They
Okay. So how do
I would
we
have to look up to know the exact results of that, but I don't think it went very well.
get the billionaire to tell the doctor he wants to try it? So then we have a human trial to see what happens. Right?
Well,
How do we get that guy?
you have to have enough money to bribe the
He's
FCC,
got enough money.
CDC, all that. Yeah, I mean,
You don't think there's a fake doctor in a hotel room that will do something?
I would if he pays me enough money. I got a degree. All of a sudden, I will. I got a
Yeah.
doctorate in bioengineering and DNA, and
Yeah.
why not? Again, I know the basics. Apparently,
Or
he doesn't. So
you go to another country that doesn't have the same penalties for doing weird things and you get them to do it.
I think in most countries, it's well, I can't say that. That's not true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think the guy's out of his mind, personally. I wouldn't
Is this
mind them finding an accidental cure for all cancers. And, like, if they've come across some way to cure blood diseases and disorders, by all means, my friend, hook me up. If I could guarantee that I'm not going to have the superpower of bleeding out someday, well, I will take it
is this
because it is a
guy
really lame mutant power.
is this guy sick? Like is
No,
he so
no.
he's a healthy dude
Mhm.
doing this.
He's in.
So
I did not know they have this. Apparently, they have what they call the Organ Olympics, and they measure how old your organs are
okay.
by genetics of some kind or something. And he's in the running for like first place so far. I don't know how any of this
So
is going though. I
here's the other question.
mm,
How is he going to know then if this is working or not? Because if he's healthy and if his dad's still alive, so people in his family live long, he's in the running to win the Organ Olympics, so his organs are in great shape. How is he going to know if these blood cells from his kid are making a difference in his life? Because right, like I was thinking that this dude was like gonna die soon, so he was just trying to prolong his life. But
I gotta say, as a parent, I can't fathom asking my child to even sacrifice an hour of their time to prolong my life. I mean, this goes back to I've said before, like you don't like your kids or you do like your kids. I
yeah,
like my child. So her hindering herself in any way, shape, or form to prolong my terrible lifespan is absolutely out of the question. I don't want to hear anything to do with it. I don't care if it's donating a kidney or a gallbladder or, an ounce of blood. I'm not having it. She needs to find something else to do with her time. I will be fine. I can't imagine asking my child on a regular basis to donate blood and other things so I can have a longer lifespan. Also, it raises the question of at one point in time, do you encourage your child to have a child so they can get the same kind of thing
so
from
you
their
can get
child?
baby blood. I would imagine
And what's too young?
that the
When's
son
the
is
line?
gung ho with it because if the dad's a billionaire, the son wants that money when he dies, or the son probably wants the money now.
He's
I'm
not
sure.
dying though.
I know, but I'm saying, but even if he dies in 30 years, if you say, "Dad, I'm not helping you," what if he writes you out of the will? You gotta stay in that will even if it's in the future. And
But
I'm just gonna say too, you're gonna be like, "Listen, Dad, I know you need this from me, but, my rent's going up or my mortgage payment's going up. I'm gonna need a few grand a month." And the dad's probably like, "Yeah, no big deal. It's pocket change. I'll give you 10 grand a month." So the son's probably like, "Hell yeah, for 10 grand a month, I'll give you blood."
when you have a child, how young is too young for him to ask for your child's blood?
I don't know.
And where's the cutoff
Would
on
you
that?
would you give blood to your mom once a month for 10 grand a month?
I would give blood to my mom once a month anyway, just because.
What if she didn't need it? She just wanted to live longer. She doesn't need it. She just wants to try to live longer. Would you do it? She's going to pay you 10 grand a month?
I mean, Satan's only allowed to roam the planet for so long, so it really doesn't matter what I do. She's going back under at some point.
I'll give your mom blood for 10 grand a month. I'll give it to her more than once a month. For that
I
much
mean,
money. How,
if it
how
was
often how often could they take my blood and I could still survive? That's how much for 10 grand a month?
true.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could donate blood once a week, realistically. So, I mean, it's not that. I just, the morality, I guess, behind it is what I can't get behind.
No, I agree. I agree. I
It's just
just
weird. I mean, I would donate blood anyway. I have donated blood in the past. Uh, Not supposed to, but I've done it in the past. I'll someone out. So I guess, really getting paid for it is just as nice as
like
doing it just to feel like a good person.
well, that's why I'm sure that the son is on board. The son's probably
Yeah.
like, this guy's crazy. Maybe the son hates his dad, and the son's like, hopefully he rejects my blood, and I'll get those billions out of him.
I mean, what kills me about it is like, I mean, like I said, your organs have nothing to do with you getting hit by a bus when you walk outside. I mean,
Mhm.
who's to say this guy isn't going to be in a helicopter when it goes down?
He's the one who's signing up for the Titan submersible when they implode on the ocean floor.
That he's going to the bottom of the ocean, he's
Yeah.
going to Mars. I mean, I just can't see the point in wanting to live forever and sacrificing. I mean, just think of all the things you would think you have to sacrifice in order to live a healthy, predominant lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
no sugars, no artificial nothing, no preservatives. Basically, any foods that aren't fresh, you can never eat again. Huh? No thing. I don't want to live 100 years without potato chips. You can take that idea and shove right off, my friend, because if you tell me I can't have french fries anymore, we're fighting. And I will drag you to hell with me.
If you're told you're gonna live a life with no more nacho cheese,
No,
everyone's going down.
exactly.
Everyone's
I will
going down.
bring hell on earth. I will
Oh
light
my
the world
gosh, we
on
cut out.
fire. Did we cut
Hold
out?
everyone, we gotta refresh. This is the third week in a row that this has happened to us.
Okay.
This one though was a different timestamp than the other ones.
Yeah,
So
that's true. It's true. I'm gonna go ahead and do it too
you
before mine.
watch
Give
like
me a
old.
second.
Oh, your camera went out. I was gonna say, when you're watching old timey things,
There.
and they like the guy with the cane comes out to like pull you off the stage. I feel like nope, the camera's still out again.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
I feel like this is the way that they're just you're back. This is the program's way of like coming out the little cane to be like, okay, you guys are done. You've had enough for tonight. Let's go. This is just getting too crazy. We can't take it anymore. So
I'm getting canceled. I'm going
yeah.
to hell in a handbasket. Don't worry, guys. Nobody has to worry about my eternal soul. I damned
Yeah.
it a long, long time ago. People don't smile at you when you come to collect their souls, usually.
No.
So I'm not worried. It's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. As far as getting canceled, well, I've never wanted to be a role model in the first place.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
It is a terrible idea putting me in charge. Have we met?
Yeah.
You want this in charge of anything? I shouldn't be allowed to raise a child.
Yeah.
Here we are. because you don't have to get a license for it. I bet you people will think twice about that in the future. No, saving grace is I only wanted one. If I had an entire army, the world would be so much trouble.
Think of all the souls you could take of the whole little army.
Considering my little minions are already pretty good at following my lead. Oh, the world would be over, especially if I had a boy.
Lucky for us, you don't have an army.
Lucky for you guys. Could you imagine this with testosterone behind it? Jeez.
I can. I saw Mr. Death Dealer Friday night. I can imagine this.
God's gift to women everywhere. What can I say? Yes, we do need Jesus. Yes.
Right.
Lucky for you, all Satan's afraid I'm going to take over as well. So I'll just be stuck in purgatory.
Well, for those of you who missed the beginning, go back, do yourself a favor, go back and watch Friday night's episode of the Iconic Video Games Podcast. You will see Mr. Death Dealer talk about the most manly games. Trust me, you will not regret watching. It is one of the funniest things I've seen. Trust me. Okay?
Oh, I can't wait. I gave them such a hard time too about that because they're like, your man, what games make you feel like a man? I'm like,
yeah.
Huh?
None.
I'm not a guy. What would make me feel nothing? I am a woman. I got TNA, my friends. I don't know what it's like to be a man. I mean, even when I've had to take steroids and things, no, never really felt like a man, just felt real mean, but very much like a woman.
But see, you pick some manly games, and then in the intermission game that we played was about picking urinals, so we all learned how men think.
That.
I was horrible.
Bathroom etiquette is so easy. That's the easiest thing. Like, all I can think is, and I still stand by this, even as a woman. Why would you get that close to anybody in a urinal unless y'all are trying to sword fight or cross streams? There's no reason for you to be holding hands with people on either side of you.
I know, but
are you holding each other's junk, grabbing maybe a little ball?
But as the urinals were filling up and you couldn't be by yourself and you had to be next to somebody, I blew it at that point.
I'm going.
See, I've never used a urinal. Not going to happen. So, what did I know? But see, I learned all these things. So I'm telling you, everyone, if you missed it, please go back and watch it. You will not regret. It was an amazing episode. Amazing.
It was funny. It's totally.
And then after you watch, you got to watch the last 10 seconds. You're going to find out. You got to tune in next week's, right? So Death Dealer is on it every week.
Mm-hmm.
But then next week, yours truly will be a special guest. So you got it. So you got to watch last Friday's. Then you got to tune in next week. Watch it again.
I'm excited to have you on this Friday.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Okay, we better play that game where I have to guess, where we got to guess the covers of the video games. I really want to play it. I'm horrible at it, but I love playing it, man. I love playing it so much. I'm really bad at it. Really bad.
You know what? Like I said the last time we played it, I really need to pay attention to the cover art more. I am terrible with looking at the actual containers for the CDs and things. But then again, I don't think anything's really had much of a hard copy in the last couple of years. Well,
too, he purposely picks games that, like, the average person isn't going to know.
Yeah.
Right? He's not picking an easy game. He's not picking Mario Odyssey.
No.
Right?
No, he doesn't. No. It's not fair to me.
No.
But that's okay.
Yes.
Never claim to know the cover art. I just play the game.
Yep.
That's the important thing. For the most part. But apparently they're coming out with another Alien Isolation 2. And I was like, who asked for this? Why are we getting this? That game was terrible. I don't know why we're getting a second one. That was the most boring Alien game. You've run around a ship trying to solve puzzles and hiding. That is literally the whole game. I spent more time hiding in that game than anything else, and I got tired. I got bored and was like, you know what? I don't care if it's Ripley's daughter or not. This is BS. And now we're getting a second one.
See, I do like puzzles, but if you have to hide more than you do the puzzles, I never played it. I don't know anything about it.
It started out with a great idea and it just fell flat. It's like Prometheus. When Prometheus was being announced and it was, oh, it's a continuation of the Aliens, it was like, oh, cool, everyone's excited. And then they released it and it was like, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. That is Alien Isolation. They went, hey guys, we're going to have a really cool alien game. You're going to get to run around a spaceship and kill an alien and stuff. And then they released the game and it was like, this is the most boring thing I've ever done. And if someone enjoyed it, well, then I'm so glad you did. I would love to know when you actually did something besides hiding and solving a puzzle, because I really never got past that.
Maybe some people just like hiding.
Can you do something with the alien in the game? I don't know. I never finished it. I quit playing because I got bored.
Perry wants him to put the Aliens arcade game on consoles.
Yes. That was a good game. That was more entertaining, believe it or not. I mean, Call of Cthulhu had more action in it, and that game was a high disappointment for a Lovecraft game itself, but
I never knew that's how you
monsters.
Pronounced it.
What? Cthulhu?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try it. It's There's no point because that's not what I've ever said in my brain.
It's okay. I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways.
I've always wondered. I could never figure it out, but
I heard someone pronounce it like a couple of weeks ago. Somebody was talking to me about it, and the way they kept saying Cthulhu, it wasn't registering what they were talking about.
See.
And they kept saying Cthulhu and everything, and they kept saying it, and I kept trying to go.
Talking about. See, okay, kind of looks like Chalutu or something.
Yeah.
Right, because it's got the CH, so why is it not a ch sound?
I don't know. It's so dumb, but I don't know. But then they kept talking about it, and they're describing it more and more, and I'm going, I know this. I recognize this. I know this story. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know the ethos behind. I know this. And they kept saying it, but they were mispronouncing it, and it was completely. I can't even remember what they were saying exactly, but it was so butchered.
Chalupa.
Yeah, it was like chalupa, and it just wasn't connecting. And then finally, they said something like, they were like, "Oh, the monster that when you make eye contact with it, you either die or you go mad." And I'm like, Cthulhu.
I didn't even know that's what he did. He's like a giant octopus looking dude.
Yes, yeah, no. Cthulhu's supposed to. The mythology behind it is he's supposed to bring the end of the world.
Okay.
And if you lay eyes on him as a mere mortal, you either die instantly or you go insane because he's so disturbing and things to look at. Your brain just cannot process what you're seeing.
He's the sea Medusa.
Pretty much, yeah. You either lose your mind or you die instantly. There is no. It's essentially like some ways they used to say, like, if you ever saw the true version of God, I can't remember which religion it was. Mm-hmm. They said if you saw him, you'd either go insane or you'd instantly die because your brain just can't process it.
Yeah.
Same thing, yeah. That's why he's supposed to bring the end of the world, because the whole world goes mad.
He learns something new every day.
Yeah. I always thought he was a really cool character. I like the stories personally. Mm-hmm. I think they're insane, but
yeah.
I like insanity. I read it home and it normal people scare me.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of similar to Davy Jones. Not quite, but kind of. Much smaller scale of Davy Jones. Davy Jones is much, much smaller. But yes, so, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been on for over 2 hours at this point.
Yeah. It's getting late. It's almost midnight. So
Yes, some
turning
people
into a
have to go to
pumpkin.
work. Mhm.
Yeah. Mm.
I have to go to bed. Go to sleep. Yes, sir. Go to bed. Go to sleep.
All right, so everyone's homework for this week. Remember, last episode of Iconic Video Games and next episode, Friday, 8 p.m., Iconic Video Games channel. You'll be in for a treat. What an amazing time. Can't get enough of us? That's where you're gonna find us. You find Death Dealer there every week, but next week you're gonna find both of us there.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, and I did see that movie. It is a good movie, kind of. Monsters are the best part. Everything else I can deal with that. Wait, is that the one with Kristen Stewart? I think. I don't know. There's one with her, and the only reason to watch it is because the monsters were really cool. I have no idea what that is. Tokyo Extreme Racer is back after 25 years. Do you know what Tokyo Extreme Racer is?
I have no clue what it is.
I'm glad it's back after 25 years. I'm sure it needed the break.
Finally, we waited long enough for it.
Oh my gosh. So glad it's back. I can sleep tonight now. Oh my God. I had no idea what it was going to do about Tokyo Extreme Racing. Now I know. I thought I was just going to be able to drift from here on out. It's good to know I can race extreme again.
It's an arcade style racing game.
Oh, okay. Good.
And I love racing games.
I mean, if
Play
you
it.
want to bring back Need for Speed Underground, I'd be good with that. That was my favorite racing game. It had a good soundtrack with it, okay?
Oh, it's an old Dreamcast game.
Mm.
But, okay. Well, I'm turning into a pumpkin. It's almost midnight. So.
Okay. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks for
Thank you,
joining
everyone.
us. We appreciate you as always. You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we didn't rattle too on about too many things, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll be all right.
Maybe rambled on about fun things, though.
It's Majestic Mayhem after
Yes.
all.
Yes, it's Mayhem for a reason.
Have a good night, everybody. With that being said, I'm Death Dealer.
And I'm Pink Pickles.
Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Hopefully on Iconic Video Games.
Yes.
If not, we'll see you Sunday.
Yep.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.